Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the 2013 IPC Nordic Skiing World Championships from Sollefteå, Sweden, and the middle distance standing women and blind visually impaired coming up very soon. My name is Randy Ferguson. It's great to have you all with us again. It is our last two races, or these are our last two races of these World Championships, but nonetheless, as we'll have some very stiff and interesting competition here, as much with the standing category as the blind visually impaired. More importantly will be the titles sought by Mihalina Laisova, trying to make this a almost perfect run here in Sollefteå, and also Anna Milenina going for victory here. Maybe also Swedes' favorite Eleni Ripa, but they'll have to deal with Bantinkova, Kononova, and as I mentioned, also in this group, Irina Bui, who did very good in the biathlons. Maja Järvelä picking up a bronze medal this week. So a lot of competition, very, very difficult race. In the blind visually impaired, as I mentioned, Mihailina Laisova, the queen of Sollefteå since the start of these World Championships, but she will still have to battle Elena Remizova and also Yulia Budalieva, who have been very, very staunch opponents throughout these World Championships. We're just about to start. The start time for Marie Carlsen from Norway, 1 o'clock and 30 seconds, and we'll be going again with what we call 30-second intervals between every starter here today. The families and the students on holiday are out having fun today, throwing the snow, enjoying their time here. And we are just about to start as our volunteers also are regrouping, repositioning themselves. And it will be Marie Carlsen from Norway who will be starting. The women will have one lap around this 5K course. Some climbing, some descending, especially into the lower part there near our 1K marker, which is in the lower portion of Hastelberget. That is the cross-country stadium. We have been using mainly the biathlon stadium up here. Then into the woods towards kilometer number 2. That is climbing, descending, and not an easy task. The snow also at a very bizarre temperature too, around that 0 degrees Celsius mark, is one of the hardest temperatures for the wax technicians to work at. A little bit over, a little bit under, mostly a pretty set straight science, but 0 depending on the consistency of the snow. We've had new snow over the last 36 hours. It's been snowing consistently, so you have a hard pack, almost frozen base as the temperatures have dropped overnight, and some sticky wet stuff on the top. We've had all kinds of weather throughout our tenure here in Sweden. This tenure has been one that started with winter conditions. We went all the way up to about 6 or 7 or 8 degrees last week here, and it got very slushy and wet and almost rained a little bit, but finally old man winter is back in pretty much of every event here, but definitely her best result in that biathlon long distance, and wanting to keep that up here today as we see number 109, Yulia Bantinkova, and she is a medal hopeful by far here today. She's been very competitive throughout these World Championships. So for those of you that have been experiencing some web problems, we are sorry. We are back online. Great to have you back here in Sollefteå as we see Alexandra Kononova. So Kononova is off now in this middle distance cross-country race. She also has garnered a few more medals for her medal case here in Sollefteå. So we are joined by the world now. Back to us on the web. And Anna Milenina in this women's event, classical technique. Mid-distance of these World Championships, and there they are. All of our standing ladies are on course. Our next start will be in a couple of minutes, and that will be for our cross-country middle distance classical technique blind visually impaired women. So thank you for all of you joining us on the web. We're sorry we've had a few issues with our internet connection, but we are back online. Thank you for your patience. And thank you for your loyalty, for being with us throughout these World Championships, 2013 IPC Nordic Skiing World Championships. It's been a pleasure and an honor to be with you all, and thank you for your nice comments, those of you writing on Facebook and on our Twitter account. And once again, if you do have comments, suggestions, whatever, just write to us via Twitter. It's at IPC Nordic. You can write us also on Twitter with your comments and appreciations at IPC Nordic on Twitter, and on Facebook, IPC Nordic Skiing. IPC Nordic Skiing. As we now have the start for our second duo in the blind visually impaired class for women. We saw Olga Prilutska take off with her guide Volodymyr Mogilny a few seconds ago, and now it's Jadwiga Skorobahataya from Belarus and her guide Vadzim Kasevich. And off as she goes. Udalieva is on course. See if those skis warm up. Looking like she's having a bit of a slippage issue with the kick. We will see. The Queen of Sollefteå is now at the start. This is Mihailina Laisova and her guide Alexei Ivanov. And what a run it has been for her here at this World Championship. There's a bit of fog now settling in here. Last but not least, the World IPC ranking leader, Elena Remizova and Natalia Yakimova, her guide, are now on course. There will be one lap, as we said, for these women. 5 kilometers total. And really motoring right there. As you can see, is a very determined Remizova. However, she has a great obstacle between her and the victory in the likes of Mihailina Laisova. Because Laisova has won here this week the cross-country sprint event, the biathlon short distance, the biathlon middle distance, the biathlon long distance. Ended up third in the cross-country long distance, so maybe a chance here for Udalieva or also Remizova. As we see a replay of our first starters in the standing group. One lady who hopes to shine again here at home in Sweden, right there, Eliane Ripa. Shoko Ota, who could cause a surprise here this week. Sorry, that's Yurika Abe. But Shoko Ota, her teammate, definitely in the running. This young lady here, 17 years of age only, has been on the podium a few times already with a win in a biathlon event at the young age of 17. And we saw right there Larisa Varona, the veteran Belarus skier. Maya Yarvela, a bronze medalist already this week. Paralympic medalist also. under her maiden name. Shoko Ota now. She is also a contender, wanting to do a bit better as they hope maybe for a medal there, as Kozo Kubo, their countrymate, has picked up a few medals here at the World Championships and a title. And always dangerous and ready to go are Bantenkova and Kononova. But they'll have to fight this young lady here, Anna Milenina from Russia. So it is a 5K trek through the woods. We will not be seeing them for a while. And then in the women's middle distance, blind, visually impaired, Olga Prilutska took to the start at 1:06 p.m. this afternoon. Yadvia Skorobahata, part of that aging Belarus team. Be interesting to see how that program develops there and see some new faces. Some of these faces have been around and are veterans of the circuit. Slight slip there by Yulia Budalieva as she started. You can see the kick wax. Kind of bizarre there. We are around 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, so that is always a tricky spot for the waxing. And especially with the type of snow that has fallen here. And one of the downfalls also is that the temperature is pretty stable throughout the course. So if your wax is not good from the start, it's not going to be good anywhere. Elena Remizova, she would love to beat once again Laisova. It is a middle distance event. And she won the long distance event. So let's see. As the fog has now settled in to the stadium here in Sollefteå, we will wait and see, because this is going to be a longer trek for the women out of our sight, as it is still a 5K loop. So our first men in the standing event took about 14 minutes to complete the 5K lap, and are visually impaired about the same thing. So we should be expecting the women around 17 after 20 after 1 here. Once again, that is speculative. It is depending on the speed of the different skiers. So once again, thank you to the nations that have shown up here for these World Championships. Japan, Norway, Sverige, Canada, Belarus, China. We also had our friends from Mongolia that were here. Italy, Germany, the Ukraine, Finland. So thank you ever so much. Our friends from Korea also, Poland, the United States of America, La France, Russia, as we said, Brazil, Argentina. And it's been an amazing tenure here in Sollefteå as we witness some great performances by some great athletes. For those of you that have been watching and listening for the first time, may I remind you, these are a lot of the names and the people that you will see in 1 year's time during the Paralympic Games in Sochi. And here we go. We have our highlights for those watching on the web from our earlier races. Pulukin of Russia, I'm sorry, coming in here earlier on today and winning another medal for Russia. And what a week he's had here at these World Championships. We had Andrea Eskau of Germany also in the sit-ski category, winning a world championship today. Roman Petushkov from Russia, the king of Sollefteå. Granted, Polukin could probably beat him on that title, but we definitely base it off the number of wins, and it is Roman Petushkov who is the star. But to take nothing away from Polukin winning his events here in magical and fantastic fashion, a leader of the troops. So these are our last races, folks, of these 2013 IPC Nordic Skiing World Championships from Sollefteå, Sweden. And some of the kids from the local club will be able to take possession once again of their stadium and their course here, as they are on holiday school break. A lot of them out cheering on the athletes, getting ready to ski after these competitions end, which will be, about... at the latest 2 o'clock Central European time here in Sweden. And then it will be party time for the youngsters and ski away, ski away, ski away. So here we have the coaches out on course waiting patiently for their athletes. In the coaching zones. So it's been a very interesting couple of weeks in the Nordic world, as we have our first skier making her way into the stadium. We've had the World Championships, Nordic World Championships in Val di Fiemme, Alpine for Paras in La Molina. It's been a very, very busy time for these sports, and a good sign here for the fans from Sweden, Sverige, as we have the first skier coming into the stadium. Helene Ripa has passed Dujak and Carlsen. So setting the reference time will be the world sprint cross-country champion from Sverige, from Sweden, Helene Ripa. They are very close to make their way into the stadium now. We should see Helene very soon, just coming around the corner there. There she is, wearing the blue of Sweden. Pushing strong, the crowd cheering her on here to the finish line. She is going to go for the inside track. And the few last pushes here for Sweden's Helene Ripa, trying to set the reference time and hoping it will be the one that stands till the end of the competition. Right behind her, Marie Carlsen from Norway. What will be the time of reference for these ladies this afternoon? It will be a time of 16:43.4. 16:43.4, set by Helene Ripa. Now here comes Carlsen. LW9. So 90% factoring for her. What will be the time as she crosses the line here? It will be a time for Carlsen of 17:38. So that is not enough to pass Ripa. Is a 54.6 second lead for her right now. Still a lot of athletes to come. And Carlsen completely spent, has given every ounce of effort she had. A good job to Carlsen and to Helene Ripa. And here comes from Belarus. This will be Larisa Varona. Once again, the time to beat. Helene's time of 16:43.4. Can she repeat her win that she had in the sprint event? As now really kicking it into gear now is Larissa Varona. And Varona coming in now. The sprint, once again, the time to beat 16:43. The factoring in now. No, she is second. 3 seconds behind the time of Hélène Ripa. Irina Bui now. The young sensation from the Ukraine has been extremely strong here this weekend. Let's see. The middle short distance, maybe not her strength. We'll see her time as she crosses the line for Bui. She is third, 17:36.8 for Irina right now. Another strong finisher, Yulia Bantekova. If there's one lady who can move Ripa off the top spot, it is her. Let's see. Well, this is going to be a good time by Bantekova. This should be enough, suffice to take the lead. And yes, Yulia Bantekova is now in the lead with a time of 16:02.1 for the Ukraine. Watch out. Here comes Alexandra Kononova. What will be her time? And now Kononova, the first athlete under 16 minutes with a 15:58.9 is now taking the lead. Järvela is in fifth, 17:27.8. So right now, Alexandra Kononova is 3.2 seconds faster than Bantekova. Ripa still in third. Here come Abe and Ota. What will it be for Shoko Ota as she comes to the line? She is fifth. Fifth right now for the Japanese skier Shoko Ota. Here comes Arleta Dudziak from Poland. Let's cheer on, everybody. A great week of racing for her here in Sollefteå. Over the line is Arleta Dudziak, placing 10th right now. And one more skier to come. Will she be able to beat Alexandra Kononova's time of 15:58.9 for the gold medal and world championship title? But before we see them, we will see the first skiers in the blind visually impaired category, and she is going to be once again, I think, our world champ, and no contest here. Here she comes, the queen of Sollefteå, Mihalina Laisova, who will be posting a super fast time here at the 10K mark for her. It is 15:51.8. And here comes Milenina. This will be the final moment to find out who will be the world champ in the women's standing middle distance cross country race. The time for Milenina. No, she is fifth. So Alexandra Kononova from the Ukraine wins the world championship in front of Yulia Bantekova of the Ukraine, but by only 3.2 seconds. And Hélène Ripa from Sverige, Sweden wins the bronze here today. And now it's a question of who will be silver and bronze in the women's visually impaired. So Budalieva right now is second, with a minute 7 behind Laisova, and one more skier to come, and here she is. Will Remizova have it today to at least hope for a spot on the podium? Her time to make it to the podium, yes, she will be making it, and this will be a silver medal performance for her. There we are. So our winner and world champion from Russia, Mihalina Laisova, and her guide, Alexei Ivanov. Silver, Elena Remizova and her guide Natalia Yakimova, and winning bronze for Russia, Yulia Budalieva and Tatiana Maltseva. Well, everybody, that completes racing here at these 2013 IPC Nordic Skiing World Championships from Sollefteå, Sweden. Once again, a big round of applause for all our athletes. Amazing, amazing competitions here. And we look forward to seeing you very soon in action in Sochi in about a year's time. And best of luck in a couple of weeks. So Kononova, Bantenkova, Ripa is our podium in our women's standing race. And on the blind visually impaired side, it is Mihailina Laisova, Elena Remizova, and Yulia Budalieva, who are our top three finishers. Well, congratulations to everyone, and a big, big thank you to all our volunteers, the people of Sollefteå, and especially our organizing committee, who have put in a lot of time and effort to make this event a big success. So Kononova sealing the deal here today for the Ukraine. An amazing performance by her, beating out her countrymate Yulia Bantenkova by only 3.2 seconds. And a good performance also for the Swedish skier Irene Ripa, winning her second medal at home during these World Championships. Well, she was in a class of her own and continues to be in the blind, visually impaired women's class. That is Mihailina Laisova, as she picks up another title here in Sollefteå, missing but one title for 6 races, which is not bad, still picking up the bronze in that missed rendezvous. We'll be hearing a lot more about her, I'm sure, in 1 year's time when she'll be at home trying to impress the home crowd. And there we go, Mihailina Laisova. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure and an honor for me to be with you all. And I'd like to thank our TV crew, our cameraman, Jarkko, our director, and everybody involved in this beautiful adventure. It's been extraordinary. We do have one more coverage, and that will be happening at 16:30, so 4:30 p.m. this afternoon. Our final medal award ceremony from Sollefteå. And you'll be hearing me in the background, and you'll keep on seeing the amazing work done by our staff. So on behalf of the whole team, thank you very much for assisting and being loyal to the 2013 IPC Nordic Skiing World Championships from Sollefteå, Sweden, on our Paralympic Sport TV tube. Thank you, everybody, and I will say to you, have a great end to your skiing season, and see you soon.